What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about how to run a stutter curl route. So we're going to be looking at this router from this receiver. We're going to talk about what a stutter curl route does, what we're trying to sell off of a stutter curl, and then how we can get as much separation as possible, and what this receiver could have done a little bit better at the top of this break. So I hope this video gives you guys some value, teaches you a few different things about this curl route, how to use a stutter move, just overall how you can improve your game. But now, fellas, if you guys want to improve your game off the line of scrimmage, you want to get better at press releases, you want to learn all the different press releases that you can do, check out that very first link in the description, fellas, for a 20 press release video. It's a 49-minute long video where we break down 20 different press releases, when to use those releases, and specific drills to work on those releases. So it's not just, hey, do this release. It's this is when you're going to use this release. This is a drill to work on the release, and this is the technique behind it. So check out that very first link in the description, fellas. Exclusive content you can't get anywhere else on any of our social media pages. Hope you guys could check that out. Let's get started with this video. So this route right here, we give this little stutter, and then we push up vertical and drop my hips violently and get out of this route and run this curl route. So we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that this receiver makes at the top of the break because there is a little bit of a drift, right? And so when I have a drift off of this route, that just gives that DB more time to recover, but we're going to get to that. So now, when I go here and I come up off the line of scrimmage, when I take an outside release and I got to run a curl, right? You don't have to take an inside release on an inside breaking route. That's completely false. Anybody that tells you that doesn't know what they're talking about. But when I push vertical to the outside and I give him this little stutter right here, you see how he starts to swat those hands. That's just to make everything look the exact same, right? Because I know you guys can't see this clip, but watching some of this receiver's film, he was running a lot of stutter and then goes, right? So when I run a stutter go and I got to run a stutter go curl, or I got to run a stutter go comeback, or whatever it may be, stutter go stop, I got to make it look the exact same. And combating these hands is what's going to get you a lot of separation, because when this DB doesn't have hands, he relies on his speed to be able to react. He's thinking, oh shit, I got to get back over the top. I got to go make this play. I got hands off him, because that's what DBs are taught to do. They're taught to get hands. They're taught to get physical, because the hands will guide them to where you're going to be running, right? So we do a great job of pushing up vertical right here and making it all look the same. When you guys give a little stutter, whether it's a double move route or where you're giving this little stutter then breaking into a curl route, you got to make sure that there are no indicators in your route. So I can't shorten up my stride. I can't raise my pad level up. I can't be looking to the side of the break and opening up my shoulders and my hips. Everything about this route has got to say that I'm trying to run to this end zone and get this ball over the top from the quarterback like I've done before. Maybe you're backside on a play, and let's say you guys are a curl-heavy team. You know in the playbook, hey, they like to run a lot of this coverage. We're going to be running a lot of curls. You're going to be getting the ball, and maybe you see a lot of press coverage backside. Maybe when I'm just running my guy off and I'm working that stutter go, I'm giving that same stutter so he feels that. So he feels that speed and he's sitting on it and he's expecting it, right? A DB doesn't know, man. A DB is playing a guessing game 24/7, so that's what we have to take advantage of. So now, when we get to the top of the break, you see he does a great job of snapping down, right? Snapping down violently. The only thing I could say is I feel he could get a little bit lower with his hips, because now, here's the deal. On a curl route, fellas, I teach breaking with the outside leg, but if you're going to break with the inside leg, you got to take more than 2 steps, because here's the deal. He tries to get out of this break in 2. He goes 1, 2, and then tries to come off of it, and you see how much of a drift he has. When we run a curl, fellas, we want to be able to snap this thing right here, and I want to get straight down that 45. Like, there is an energy lane right here that I got to break down and I got to run through, right? But when I have this drift off, you see what that does? That gives that DB more time to recover to it, and if he's maybe a little bit smoother out of his break, he can be all over this route, right? So again, play works because of how well he's able to sell vertical and how violent he's able to drop and how sudden the drop is, but we can clean up that stuff at the top of the break. If he were to snap here, 1, 2, and not really be concerned with driving off of this leg, more so pivoting on the 3rd step than driving off the 4th step to get some power, I think it would have been a much smoother break. Because if you're going to break with this inside leg on a curl route and you snap right here, that 2nd step is not your drive step. That 4th step is going to be your drive step when you have to get back on a 45. If you guys are just running a stop route, you just want to snap down on the inside leg, pop the outside leg around, and just stop right there and then come back to the ball. But maybe we're coming back down to the ball this way or back to the ball outside. But when it is a curl route and you got to drive down the break and you're going to snap with the inside leg, it's a snap with the inside. It's a 2nd step right there for balance. You pivot the 3rd step, then you drive off of the 4th step. But that 3rd and that 4th step have to be powerful. They weren't that powerful, which is what caused this drift here from this receiver and caused him to drift off this line, which in turn can give this DB more time to react on it, right? But obviously, pretty good route. Obviously, it worked. We were able to get separation because of what he did leading up to that. The break point we can always clean up, fellas. We can always get better at the top of the route. But what you do to get into the top of the route is what's going to get you separation, and your acceleration out of the break, which this receiver does a great job of, is what also will keep you open. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job taking the outside release, giving a little stutter, swipe those hands away to make that DV overcommit, and then get back to that ball. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I really appreciate it. I always appreciate the feedback. And also, fellas, if you want to get better off the line of scrimmage, you want to learn 20 different press releases, when to use those releases against specific coverages, and also specific drills to work on each one of those, check out that very first link in the description, fellas, for our 49-minute 20 press release video. I'll see you guys next time.